All right, I think we are live, and welcome, guys, to another Summer Derby 2020 Top 16 match. I'm joined by the one and only Paul De Silva.
Hello.
Hey, and we're going to be commenting on David Thirds and Dijkstra. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
From the Netherlands. I apologize for any mispronunciation. Let me send them a quick message so they can start. And then we'll be underway. Okay, start. I'll make sure Dave got it. All right, so I sent them a message. They should be starting shortly. I guess we can talk briefly about their decks if nobody knows already.
Yeah.
Ron, I guess we could talk about Ron's first. Ron is on. Looks like some sort of a hand denial, black red.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a variation on a rack deck, but he's got 4 of the racks,
Yeah.
3 disrupting scepters,
Right.
4 hymn to Torok, 4 hippies. So it's a discard deck for sure.
Definitely.
But then it's got this side thing of 2 Atogs and 2 Sedge Trolls. So he's a little bit hedging bets on creature damage as well.
Mhm.
But I think this is really good because the Atogs do take advantage of all these artifacts once they run out of steam. Because there's nothing worse than a disrupting scepter and your opponent has no cards, or they're in top deck mode and they just keep dropping things and that scepter's sitting there. So the added utility from an Atog with those artifacts is really cool.
Yeah, and now look at him. He's definitely, speaking of discard, he's doing the exact opposite. Starts off with an Ancestral Recall first turn, so that's pretty good on his side of the board.
Mm-hmm.
David's deck is more of a traditional control kind of the deck.
It's the deck.
Yeah. So
he is. I mean, he runs 2 like power sinks as a little signature kind of thing. Otherwise, it's pretty textbook.
Pretty textbook. Okay, so he's gonna be basically the long game is gonna favor David.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's what he's looking at. So Ron plays out an early rack.
Yeah.
Now it'd be difficult to. It's difficult to keep track of how many cards in David's hand, but I think he's above. He's safe from the rack from right now. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's going to be really hard. I mean, now that he's got 2 blue up, it's going to be hard to get through like a hymn. Second he hymns, I think there's going to be a counterspell sitting there. But it does get 1 card out of his hand, so it's something.
True. I think if anything, Ron has to attack hard and fast.
Yeah, I think for this entire match, Ron is really going to have to rely more on creature damage and less on the rack damage, because I think it's going to be pretty hard to get cards out of David's hand.
Right. Okay. Well, there's a mana drain. Does not like that Atog.
Yeah, I think David knows that too. That it's going to be creature damage that gets him. But it likely means that David's got another counterspell in hand if he's willing to use that mana drain now. But he may also just need the mana, you know.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to get 2 mana next turn. Probably for a book.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the Mishras. That's going to answer Ron's Mishra.
But he can't drop a book without dropping counterspell damage. So.
Okay, he plays 2. Okay, he uses the mana for the Fell Warstone. So kind of David developing his board, and you're going to see this throughout every game. Okay, there's the book. So that opens the door for Ron to do something.
Yeah.
He tapped out now.
If Ron's got the hymn, he should definitely throw it out. But if he can take care of that book too, it's important.
Let me see if he has any main deck answers to this. It looks like he runs 2 Shatters.
Yeah.
Main deck and the Chaos Orb. I don't see anything else that would. Oh, nice! He plays copy artifacts too. 2 copy artifacts main deck. So, there it is. So, he says that book is good enough. I'll try it. Let's see. And Oh, and he's going to
And the
shatter it in
shatter. Very
response.
nice.
So thank you very much, David, for that book.
Yeah, that was good.
So good sequence of events. Let me see. He also has, I guess, sedge trolls. Other, I'm just looking at the different creatures he has in his deck. Hippies, we didn't see one yet, but he also runs sedge trolls. So kind of like kind of hard to deal with creatures.
Hmm.
In addition to this discard plan.
Sedge isn't so bad when David's running a full set of swords, obviously.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not as much of a
terrible.
threat, but
He's got a little bit of extra reach with 3 bolts and an
disenchants it.
earthquake. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, so he gets rid of that. So a couple of haymakers from both players not liking that Jambit Tome. How many does David run? 4. Okay. So I've seen deck lists with 4. I think that's 3. I think that's pretty standard. I think everybody who plays the deck is now running 4 books, as that's probably the best thing to do.
For sure. Especially in this matchup where you just want to keep cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he took that risk and threw it out, and didn't keep up counterspell. Maybe he didn't have counterspell, but I think David knows that like keeping cards in his hand is what's going to win him this game. So getting the book out and hoping, and praying it doesn't get shattered.
Exactly. Well, that's one shatter. These guys, again, they know their opponent's decks. It's all knowledge. So David's got to be thinking to himself, "All right, that's one shatter. I don't have to worry about."
That's true. And he starts with the creature damage.
Okay, he's getting in there. This might turn into. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a little bit of an attrition battle in terms of Mishras.
Yeah.
Okay, plays a Lotus and just passes the turn. I have to get like I don't know how to work it in to the stream, but a lot of times cards in hand is relevant, and I'm not really sure there's an answer for that, but we work with what we got here. So let's see what Dave's going to pass the turn back. Ron's going to untap, and let's see what he draws. What? And Ron's looking for. Is he going to come? Well, now attacking with the Mishras doesn't look like a great plan now.
No. I think that, because David knows his opponent's deck, knows Ron's deck, he knows that it's the long game that he's going to win. So I think.
No, it looks like he is activating. Okay.
Oh wow.
Maybe
he's
representing
maybe he's got
bolt,
the other shatter.
or representing a lightning bolt or something. But
yeah,
definitely not afraid. David activating. Let's see what happens. I think if I'm David here, I'd be pretty happy to see a shatter.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. Ron's only running 3 lightning bolts too.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. His list is kind of tight. Very, very three disrupting scepters is a lot of hate, but he's definitely a man that has. Okay, there's the bolt.
Yeah, he bolts it. Well, so David can still pump that too.
He
can. He could have.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Even if it was summoning sick, I don't know. Interesting. Okay.
It's off to the side. I didn't see any other removals, so.
Yeah. It's like Ron has 1 card in hand.
Yeah,
I think David's somewhere around like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he wants to kind of, kind of force David to play all the cards in his hand. So definitely passing the turn on Ron's end is not a great idea. Ron just has to keep pressuring and just force David to have some answers. Eventually the chip damage from that rack's going to matter. Not right now, but he's the one with more. Um, he doesn't have many, but he does have bolts and 3 bolts and an earthquake. I'm not sure why. I guess we'll ask David why he didn't pump that. I mean, Ron, why was it David didn't pump that?
Why David didn't pump that?
Yeah. Okay, here he comes again with another.
It's like they're just going to trade Mishra's attacks for a while.
I mean, Ron's got to be happy with that.
Yeah, because yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. No, he has an answer.
Gets disenchanted. Yeah, Ron getting, if Ron and David are both down to 5 or something, Ron's probably closer to winning that race. So I think trading damage, even if they both stay at the same, is in Ron's favor.
Definitely.
Just because he's got burn and earthquake and, can maybe him and then get some rack damage in or something.
I've played a couple of these rack decks, and one of the plays that a lot of people don't see coming is holding racks in your hand until they're relevant.
Right.
Obviously, Dave knows that he has a rack deck, so he'd probably be more keen to that. But just holding it in your hand until you can get down to your opponent to like 2 cards, maybe hand them, and then double racking them is pretty brutal.
Interesting to shatter the Felwar Stone here.
Well, Dave hasn't had a land drop in a couple of times.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
I think if you have to choose between that factory and the land, the Felwar, I guess you choose the Felwar and assume that you'll take care of the factory later. It's not a big
threat a tutor. Let's see if.
Ooh, and a DT.
Let me see if I can.
He's already ancestral.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture of Ron's deck. What do you think he's going to tutor for?
It's hard to say. I don't know if he really cares about dealing with that factory. It's interesting. Ron doesn't run Mind Twist, does he?
Just put it up on the stream. No, I don't see it.
That's very strange in this deck, but it looks like Ron is a gentleman.
He's as gentleman as a discard deck can be. I guess.
That's insane to play a discard deck and not play Mind Twist for the gentlemanliness of it. But kudos to him. He's not going for Mind Twist. Maybe he just goes for a him and starts getting that rack damage in. But I guess not if he's sacking the Lotus. What does he go for?
No, he's sacking Lotus. He can go for a stick, maybe? No. Sideblood? No, that's not gonna. Tapping a lot of mana here.
Oh,
he does. Oh, you know what? It's hidden in the next to the disrupting scepters.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It's kind of in there. Okay, that makes much more sense.
Ron is no gentleman.
No gentleman.
Take back everything I said. But he isn't running a library, so he's a half a gentleman. Right. That was the clear play, was to go for the Mind Twist,
right.
Assuming you had it, which he did, because now that rack is going to be doing damage, and David's not going to want to play anything. He's not going to want to answer things. Double rack's brutal. It looks like David still has 1 card. Is that right? Even after all that racking or all that twisting.
Yeah.
So he's on 2 now.
Yeah, it's at 6, 6-9. Okay. Well, might as well go in. And does David even have any cards in his hand at this point? No.
Yeah, David's got 2 cards.
Oh, 2 cards. Okay.
Yeah. That's why he took 2 damage.
Okay, sounds good.
Ron's on 1. David takes 2. It's 7-7.
Okay. At this point, I just.
Yeah, it's going to be battle of the chip damage here.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
If Ron can rip a him and resolve
he's asking it. One time. I think he used this one time there. I saw him tap the top of the deck, looking for an answer. And it's a jet. I don't know if that's the card he drew, but...
Yeah, David's on 3 cards now, so no rack damage. That's dangerous.
Okay, so this is... I don't think I've ever seen the deck win with less lands. I mean, this is
Yeah, I know, right?
this might go down in at least recorded history.
Yeah,
David showing us that the deck really only needs 3 lands to win.
somehow. If it's any testament to Mishra's Factory just being a good
Exactly.
card.
Let's not open up that can of worms.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna just keep attacking.
What do you want as Ron? I mean, Ron, he's got bolts left. He's got a Psy Blast, which is not looking great. We've seen both shatters,
Yeah, he attacks in. Ooh, 7-3. Ron's on 3. I think he wants to.
and I think he.
I think he doesn't even want him right now. He needs to take care of that Mishra's Factory. So
I see Mishra's bolts and a Psy Blast and a Chaos Orb. That's really his only outs right now. And with Dave drawing more and more cards, I mean, you got to assume he's got some sort of counter magic.
ooh, rough.
Oh.
Ron's drawn blanks. Looks like he's drawn Mox and
Oh,
lands.
that might be
Oh, that's gonna
game.
do it. That's the 3 damage. If Ron doesn't have an answer, that's game. Yeah,
Copy. Okay. Wow.
rough. Ooh.
David needed that
So
fourth
game 1
land.
goes to David.
Yeah.
Deck
was-
wins with 3 lands in play.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was good. Okay, so we talked a little bit about. Let's see here. Let's talk about, I guess, sideboards. We can take a look at the sideboards.
Yeah. So I guess let's look at Ron's first for a
Sure.
second. We've got 2 bottles, which pretty much is dead in this matchup. 2 chains. So chains is kind of interesting here. I mean, this is the matchup you put chains in for, because
I'm not sure
don't
I
you-
agree. And
no,
chains is. I mean, it still works on the tomes, I guess, but
yeah, that's the main. I mean, that's how the deck is gonna normally win. Not in this last game's case, but the deck is normally gonna win on the back of the tome, and I
Yeah.
think that's why you bring in the chains.
I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think you mentioned the shatters.
Oh, the 2 other shatters are definitely gonna come
Two
in.
other shatters definitely come in.
Falling Star, no. Hercules, probably not.
Probably not. That kind of goes against this whole rack theme. But
I wonder if he'll bring in the blasts. I mean, I guess red blasts. Yeah, he's probably going to bring in the 2 red blasts.
probably red blast. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 6 or 7 cards.
Yeah,
plus or minus
the other
if he wants to
cards
bring
are
in
a
2.
little bit dead. How does Stormworld work again?
Stormworld is basically, I guess it's his fifth rack, and it kind of doubles as an answer to
The Abyss.
the Abyss.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
Because it's in the chant world.
which I don't see any other answer for except for Chaos Orb.
That's true. Yeah.
So if he wants to go all in on his discard plan, then that would be the way to go. I mean,
Yeah. I think you should bring it in simply because David's got 2 The Abyss in his main deck. And I think you're right. There is no other answer.
these. What about David? Let's take a look at David's list here. I mean, see if I can pull it up. Let's talk about that a little bit though.
So I think the Ivory Towers are. I guess it's a little hard because if he gets himmed, once or twice, the Ivory Towers are dead, and I don't know. Do you bring those in this matchup, or do you hope? Because if you can keep your life up, you're doing good. If you can keep 7 cards in your hand with those Ivory Towers out, you're winning. But
Right.
if you get himmed in turn 1, turn 2, or something, and those Ivory Towers are meaningless.
I feel like he's
And-
already struggling to keep 4 cards in his hand.
Yeah,
To try to keep 7 might be tough. I mean,
I don't think
obviously,
he brings it.
artifact removal would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe some number of divine offerings.
Yeah, I think those 2 control magics. I assume that's what those are. Those could be killer because I don't think Ron has ways, except for these 2 Rebs that are probably coming in,
Well,
of
now
getting rid of those.
Well, now you get into the kind of like the metagame. Like, is Ron going to keep his creatures in because he's not really afraid of the Abyss, or is he going to take his creatures out and go towards a more hand and aisle rack
Yeah.
strategy?
That's
So
the question.
depending on whether or not Dave thinks that what Ron's going to do, those control magics might be good or might be not. If
Yeah.
Ron takes out all those like a bunch of creatures, then obviously those control magics like lose their value. But
Sure, but I mean, Ron's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures. He's not going to be taking out 9 cards to put 9 sideboard
that's
cards
true,
in, I
that's true.
assume. So
I mean, I feel like you keep the hippies regardless, right? I mean, they're so good.
Yeah.
They kind of demand answers, but the blue elemental blasts obviously are good. What about the maze? What do you think about that?
Maze is okay. I think if this is going to come down to a Mishra's Factory battle, Maze is amazing because you can do so many pump shenanigans with Maze, where you attack with everything, and then attack with 3 mazes, and then attack with 3 factories, Maze 1 if they block it, and then pump the others. There's so many things you can do there that.
Yeah, a lot of tricks.
Maze is good on the attack here and on the defense. So.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if David brings in the discard stuff. He's got a disrupting scepter and 2 hymns in the side, and
trying to beat him at his own game.
I don't think he does that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what I would do, but I'm just probably. I mean, I would take out, I guess, the recall. Maybe the Mirror Universe might be an option. I don't. Maybe some counter magic. I have no idea, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a tight list too, right? You kind of had to only a couple flexible spots to work with. But we'll see. All right, let's get into this game here. Take that off. Okay. All right, so David is going to be on the play, I assume.
Ron, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ron.
Ron, yeah. Ooh, a couple pieces of jewelry.
Okay.
If he can drop a hymn now, he's.
Him or
no.
Hippie maybe?
Hippie's still good in this situation.
Scepter? There's a lot of cards he can have.
Yeah. Hippie at least forces David to have to play a white source and swords. It's a disrupting scepter. Interesting.
Okay, well, it's out. Yeah, there it is. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a thorn in his side.
He's got a disenchanter, right?
I mean, you have to.
You have.
Oh, Divine Offering.
Divine.
So he did bring in
nice.
Divine Offerings.
That's good. It's even better.
That's gonna give him some life. Let's see how we can answer. Oh, another city. It's very painful mana base here for Ron.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got. Another book maybe? Okay, a Sedge Troll.
Sedge Troll. Yeah, Sedge Troll in this matchup is, I mean, it's tough because David's on 4 swords and
it's not great.
It's not fantastic, but
especially 2/2 Sedge Troll. It's even worse.
It's a 2/2. You're right.
But as long as he doesn't play Mishras, I mean, any damage is worth it.
Yeah. Nope. David passes.
Nothing.
Like,
oh, did he make a land drop? That
yeah, he dropped that island.
Okay.
But David doesn't have to worry about counter magic, so he can hold the swords as long as he wants to,
Right.
Aside from Debs and Rebs, but a swords is kind of safe. So he doesn't have it, but I guess that's a good sign for Ron. He's just gonna keep attacking with that Sedge Troll.
2 cards. Okay.
Ooh,
so he's gonna
David's got the Ancestral.
For answers.
Does Ron have a Reb? Nope. Yeah, that's not the card you want resolving if you're Ron.
And I think he only has. I think Ron only has 2 cards in his hand right now, so he's.
Yeah, it's bad.
Kind of right,
David's got the maze.
Okay, so
he definitely brought it in. It's so good in this matchup.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And okay.
Just,
so now Dave just kind of sit back, relax, and just play the game at his own pace here.
Yeah, and he's holding up 2 blue because of that stone.
Right.
So
And the deck always feels like it has a counterspell in hand, but it really only runs like 6 counterspells.
yeah, but you assume it does.
You always, when you play against at least when I'm playing against the deck, I always feel like they have a counterspell, and it's like the worst place to be in, because the longer you wait, the more chances there are of drawing the counterspell. Half the time,
Exactly,
I don't think they even have a counterspell. So, all right, let's see. He's going to regrowth the
regrowing
ancestral,
ancestral, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, so this.
I'll probably just rip it here right now, right? Oh no!
I would just call. Yeah, why give him a chance to draw?
You draw a rep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, building up the mana base.
David's probably got 7 cards in hand right now. That's why.
Okay, there's the
Bronze.
Ancestral
Doesn't have the red. Doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, David must have like 10 cards at this moment.
This has got he's got
Pretty
probably
bad.
like a million cards.
I think
if you're
Ron's got
Ron, you're really
2.
hoping for. Even a hymn's not going to do it, probably.
No.
Why
Here's
did
the
he
swords.
swords? Well, he really must have a lot of cards in hand if he swords.
Yeah, I think because he can hold the swords as long as he wants. So clearly, I guess he must have had 8 and would rather swords now than to discard something. Obviously. Ooh, Ron draws a blank. Looks like library. David's on library with, I believe, 7 cards in hand. Maybe not.
Balance would also be a great card.
Balance, yeah, at least to get the cards out of his hand.
There's
chains. Interesting.
There's the chains. I mean,
that's a good response to library. David's got a library in response.
Oh, I can barely. I didn't even see that library over there. I can barely see it.
Yeah, it's off camera. Library on the left there, and he disenchants it. Didn't get to do any crazy chains calculations.
No, that's what. That's what the. That's what the disenchants are in there for. I mean. Okay, so at this point, we probably assume he brought in the 2 chains, the 2 shatters, and the elemental.
Oof, time walk.
Oh my god.
I mean, at this point, the game's. I try to hesitate to say a game's over, but Dave's drawn.
Let's just say the advantage. Yeah, the advantage bar is way over on David's side.
David's played ancestral, regrowth, and played it again, and now he's drawn 3 extra cards off of library. So he's 9 cards up. I think he's got it pretty well.
I mean, you have to play it out, right? This is top 16.
Yeah. We played out. You never know.
You never know.
Maybe those 7 cards in his hand, there's not a single counterspell, and maybe Ron gets through some crazy mind twist.
All those lands he didn't draw the first game, he has them now. So
yeah,
I've seen it happen before.
Stranger things. Ron's still drawing blanks though. Doesn't look good.
DFB making conversation in the chat. Any good movies lately? No.
I just watched last night Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. A very good early Scorsese.
Oh.
If you're interested. Just putting that out there. Ron's on 5 cards. Looks like Dave is just going to go for the twist and probably holding up 2 blue just in case. No, plays a book. Okay. I mean, with book and libraries, it's
looking very grim.
It's pretty grim. He's gonna try a disenchant, maybe. Try it. Shatter.
I mean, Dave, I'm almost fine with this. If I I'm okay with that. It's one less thing to kill the Mishras. which is
That's
gonna.
true. Yeah, he just lets it happen. He could
Yeah,
have
I
countered
mean,
it too, clearly.
I'm drawing with my library anyway, and
Yeah. He may only have one counter, and even though he's got 4 blue up or 5 blue up, maybe he wants to save that counter for something that truly matters.
yeah, we just okay. So let's look at Dave's win cons here. So other than the factories, I see a mirror universe, which he may or may not have warded out, and I don't see a fireball. Sometimes these decks run
Yeah,
like
I mean,
singleton
yeah,
fireballs.
David doesn't run Fireball. He doesn't run away to deal damage aside from Mishra's Factory. But you never know. He may have brought in those control magics, and Ron has yet to have dropped a creature aside from that Sedge Troll early. So maybe,
So maybe
maybe David's sitting there with 2 control magics waiting for Ron to drop a creature so he can take it and beat him with his own.
Oh, that's the worst,
dude. Yeah, it's pretty rude, I would say.
it's pretty. It's
pretty
a
fucking rude.
8.9 out of 10 rudeness scale. All right, this Hymn to Torx has to be counterspelled. I mean, you might as well lose 1 card or lose 2.
Yeah, he wants to keep going on library, and of course, if you just drop 1, you can keep going. Oh, maybe he's got a rip.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay, so now that
Sign
got
of
3.
life.
They got 3 cards out of his hand, unless he counters Bibs. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, you still got 2 cards out of David's hand, which is something. It may have cost you a little more than you wanted, but it does get him off the library for a turn. I don't think Ron can do anything else right now, though.
We need the whole cam. You know, in like poker, they have the whole cam. Like you can see their whole cards, what they're holding.
Yeah.
It's something.
I also want like face stuff going on. I want to see like
see the reactions.
I want to see the pain and the tragedy.
The whole from beginning to end. Just the
the
emotional journey of
exactly. I'm wincing with these plays, so they must be,
I mean, if the camera was on me, you'd probably see me slouch more and more in my chair until I'd fallen asleep. But
oh God, Dave. So David's drawn about 12 extra cards already this game, and now he's drawing another.
I mean, he's just
5?
At this point he's just throwing away his win conditions, right? Because that's another win con right there.
That's a win con. That's true.
I don't really know what Dave's doing.
He's looking for Mishra's Factories, clearly. Oh, and he discards. Wow, he did not. Did he play a land this turn? No, right? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. He put all
his
lands.
He's still looking for Mishra's Factories and hasn't found one yet.
Yeah, he's kind of got that one pile of land thing going on.
Yeah.
Which we all love.
Yeah, I love that. It's an island.
When you have to count out every land and then just put it together again. So I'm not sure. But okay.
So Ron drops a threat.
There you go.
Surely David's holding swords at this point, or disenchants, or divine offerings.
I mean, if he kept in the trolls, I gotta assume he kept. I mean, I would keep in hippies over trolls in this matchup.
Definitely.
So if he has the trolls, he has the hippies. That abyss now, like, just kind of negates. Oh my God, negates any creature assault except for Mishra's. Like, there's no way Stormworld is resolving.
Right. And I guess, with David putting down that abyss, he clearly doesn't have a control magic. Maybe he didn't bring it control magic for this matchup. But David's probably all in on his factory plan as usual.
Right. He doesn't have. Yeah. That's what's gonna win him the game. And only one strip mine. So wait, does Dave run a strip mine?
I mean, drawing the 20 extra cards also helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, he's swinging. Oh, what do we got?
Yeah.
We got a bolt. I think David doesn't want this to happen, right? He's got a debit. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because every factory's stronger the more you throw down. So
right, that's the way he's going to win the game.
At this point, he's got to protect. The only really counters you care about are ones that are removing your factories, because he's got Abyss out, so there's no creatures. He's got a Chaos Orb, so he can take care of something. and I'm sure his hand, he's got Swords of Disenchant, so
Yeah.
I think he just wants to counter anything that targets his win cons, which are few, but they are here.
Yeah, definitely. The Did you play in this tournament?
I did. I smooth sailed into 134th place.
Nice, solid,
So,
solid.
yeah, probably only like 4 match wins away from being in this top 16. So pretty close.
Pretty close. It was almost there. Top 140.
Yeah.
Did you play against any top tier decks or?
I
mean, I actually never played in a derby, so it's like I guess you there's a first 4 rounds and then.
Yeah, and your second 4 rounds will be a little more.
Okay. How did you do in your first 4?
Catered to your taste. I think I went 2-2 and 2-2.
Okay.
So
it's pretty.
Who knows?
Even. All right, let's see. I should have made a list of topics to talk about while the deck does its thing.
Favorite
current events.
Favorite blue artwork.
Top 3 blue artwork from antiquities. Okay, so copy artifact. Okay.
What's he copying? I guess. Do you think he's gonna go for that Chaos Word?
I'm
Must
assuming
be it,
it's
right?
the only target. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the pearl or the no, it's got to be the Chaos Word.
Does David counter it? I guess he does.
I guess he doesn't have any artifact removal in his hand.
That seems crazy to me because he's clearly brought in his Divine Offerings on top of 4 swords. So
they're really
he just lets it resolve. Okay, we shatter that one. David doesn't care. And then what's he gonna do? Try to orb one of the 2? Maybe he takes out the Abyss and tries to play his grip full of creatures he probably has.
Yeah, and they both agreed to Gentleman's Flip, so this is going to hit whatever it does. If it does resolve, which I think it will. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe.
I think you should just go for it.
Thinking about
There's
it.
no reason to hold it back, Yeah, that's the turn.
I guess not. Okay. Drawing the Disenchant.
I mean, we're still surprisingly early in the game somehow with life, if you're counting life, because
listen, don't
it's
scare,
20 to 18.
Don't scare away the viewers. This
yeah,
is,
I know. It's riveting content.
This is if you're not glued to the screen, you're gonna miss what's going on here. All right. So did he just play another factory? He's got.
He did,
now?
and he's swinging with the old one.
Okay.
So
all right,
Ron has that choice to orb, but maybe he's just gonna try to orb the Abyss. So maybe he's just holding creatures.
Now I'm thinking, did he regrowth anything? This is the game where he regrowth the Ancestral, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so that's in the graveyard. I'm just trying to think of other cards that can get back factories. If he kept the Recall in.
Yeah, and he doesn't run Twister, right?
He does.
Or does he? He must. No, Time Twister's like one of the best cards.
What that card is between the Ancestral and the Brain Geyser. Let me put it up to see if.
No, that's Time Walk.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Wow, he doesn't run Time Twister.
Huh.
Interesting. Is that normal in the deck?
I want to say it's not terribly abnormal. I mean, first of all, I gotta give David maybe a C+ on his deck picture here, because
pretty bad. Oh, that was a good volley. So yeah, Ron tries to Mind Twist, it gets mana drained. Ron tries to Reb, that gets countered.
But yeah, you're right. I don't see a Twister.
It's rough. So, yeah, I mean, that was Ron's chance to sort of affect the board state in any meaningful way, and I think there's not going to be much happening from here on out. It's going to be...
So now you can get in for 6 damage here.
A couple of quick attacks.
Really, really put the pressure on.
Yeah, and he has that maze. As I said during sideboard, he can use it offensively. Um, just drops a tome and starts drawing cards.
I think I'm gonna start a GoFundMe account to get David a wide angle lens for his camera setup because we're quickly running out of real estate here. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. 3 attacks. That's gonna take him down to
It's 5.
what is that? To 5.
Yeah, he's 11. Yeah, I think it'll be one more attack if David uses that maze offensively.
Right.
So he swings with all 3.
Right.
Whichever one Ron's blocks, he untaps and pumps another one. He'll get it for 5. So this is kind of Ron's last turn unless he can throw down a blocker or has some way of dealing with a maze that can't be. Okay, let's throw something down. He's just obviously putting this down to block with because there is an abyss in play. So. And a hippie. Yep. Just a couple blockers.
Okay, so they'll be around for a little while. I mean, at this point, I would just wait. There's no.
Yeah, David has to literally.
Just wait.
I mean, as the deck is in general, you literally just do nothing.
I'd be surprised if he. I'd be surprised if he did anything right now.
Yeah, he just pass the turn.
He's gonna play very conservatively. It may not be the most exciting, but it gets the job done.
Yep.
No cards in hand.
Divine Offering. No swords.
Yeah, no, he just passes the turn. Okay. Oh, he swords.
He swords the ATUG. I guess because he knows he'll get the Abyss trigger and take out the hippie.
Oh, he is attacking.
Whoa, what's going on? Oh, he's attacking. Okay, so I think he's going to use the maze offensively here. Ron probably doesn't even want to activate his factory because it hurts him to do it, but he's going to do it.
All right,
that's it hurts less than taking factory damage. 5. So now he can't get in lethal because there's 2, and he's gonna. Oh yeah, he's gonna remove something. So yes, he will get lethal. All he needs to do is disenchant the factory, and
I think. Well, they said something, and it's game. Okay.
Ooh, doggies.
Oh yeah. All right.
Classic the deck win.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, that was your what is expected.
Yeah. Your grandma's the deck.
I don't even remember what was
draw
that
30
game?
extra cards.
That was game. That was game 2, right? That was it. Is that it?
That was game 2. David wins 2-0.
Yeah. So there you have it. Good games. Let's see what are they gonna. Is he gonna go through what he brought in. The 2.
Yeah, I think you were right with what we called the shatters. Obviously, the disenchants. Sorry, the rebs, and then
the chains. Yeah, the
chains.
They have to be in there.
I don't think he brought anything else.
Oh, he did bring in the Storm.
Oh, he did bring in Stormworld. Oh, that's funny. I guess he. Yeah, if you're going all in on your discard plan, but.
And
it's 50-50.
All right. Well, congratulations to David.
Yeah,
moves
David
on
advances.
Top 8. Representing Sisters of the Flame. And excellent work on Ron for making top 16. This tournament had like 256 people, so that's not to be overlooked. His accomplishment was pretty good too. So
definitely, and with a deck that is not. I mean, if you take a look at the deck, there's a lot of 3-ofs, 2-ofs, and some 1-ofs. You know, like one side blast. There's some definitely calls that he made himself.
Right, a little personalization there. It's not stock.
It's not stock.
It's definitely something that he's.
And so to make it here with the list that you sort of altered yourself and clearly put some time and thought into is amazing.
Yeah, well, I always say play what you're comfortable with is always the better thing.
Than
playing something new that you don't know how to play. But all right, well, thanks, Paul.
Very good.
I appreciate you taking the time to help me out here, and I hope you guys, everybody on the stream, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna sign off here. Congratulations again to Dave. All right, and I'll see you guys back. We're actually streaming again at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, see you guys later.
Peace.